scout with that unit. We're doing anti-terrorism, just operations in Iraq. We had huge areas of Overwatch to do, just doing patrols to the desert, you know, and just like prevent any kind of enemy movement, clear villages, set up vehicle checkpoints, do night operations. Day, we're always operating. It was nonstop. So the LAV vehicles have 3 crewmen, a driver, a gunner, and the vehicle commander, and 4 scouts, team leader, machine gunner, point man, like a grenader, stuff like that. We take tactical pauses, you know what I mean? I'm waiting for like more orders, so we like set up in coils, which is like a 360-degree security. There's 4 LAVs, which is 2 sections, Alpha and Bravo.
What's an LAV, by the way?
It's a light armored vehicle. It's got a 25mm Bushmaster cannon, 240 Bravo machine gun on top with the 240 coax. And at all times, there's 2 scouts popped up in the rear. We do area route, zone reconnaissance, and just operations, you know. So if we need to get somewhere fast, we have those vehicles. We set scouts, we can dismount, you know, clear sections, use the vehicles for Overwatch, go and do assaults, you know, on buildings or just clear areas, just all that type of stuff.
And what's the video you sent me?
So me taking myself back this particular evening, maybe 100 miles from the Syrian border, we set up a coil, which is a 360-degree security. And basically I was looking at the thermals and the gunner's seat. You know, I'm just doing my observation in the desert, you know, just kind of scanning back and forth, making sure nobody's going to sneak up on us. I can pop up for a minute out of the turret, come back down and look to these thermals. I remember seeing something. I didn't laze it to see the exact how many meters it was away, but to me observing it, I'm going to say it's probably about 200 meters. I kind of seen something raise up, an object kind of come off the floor from that distance. And I was like, well, what is that? You know, I was talking to myself, and I would probably say it went about 25 meters off the ground. And I seen it sway to the left, stop, and then sway back to the right. Maybe within like from that center point that it raised up to that 20 meters, it swayed about 30 to 50 meters to the left. And then coming back to that center point it originally raised up from, it went another 30 to the right and came back and started elevating upward. And I was like, this is weird. What the hell is this? I grabbed my camera, I had a little black Pelican case, popped it open, and it started filming. So I was looking through my camera screen and seen it raise up and keep continually raising. And on that thermal with the reticle, there's a little center dot, which is like your center visual. So I seen it raise up and I was following it with the turret, just raising the turret up as I, you know, so the barrel's gonna go. But I could tell it wasn't a plane or a helicopter. It was kind of a consistent speed shooting upward, not super fast, but it was just almost kind of like a floating object. And it just, there was nothing out in that area that we would have been operating. If there was, we would have known about it. Definitely the enemy didn't have any kind of helicopters or anything, or any helos or aircrafts. I knew it was 100% worthy of filming a video. I was like, I knew it was something out of the ordinary. So I filmed it. You know, as I was filming, I was like, oh, this has this shape. I wasn't thinking that. I was like, oh, this is just a strange object I'm seeing come off the ground and, you know, swayed to the left, you know, to the right, and then went upward and kind of didn't go straight up, but it kind of like veered a little bit and kind of, you know, almost like a back and forth motion. It just kept kind of going up, and I went so high up, I was like, dude, somebody's going to like see this barrel pointing straight up in the air. And like, what the hell is this guy doing? I knew it wasn't right. And yeah, I really should have. It was like, hey, you guys, I spot something right now. It's coming off the desert floor, you know, going upward. And I wish I continued to film it. To be honest, Jeremy, I wish I kept going, but I was like, man, I got to stop.
You look at this thing, it doesn't have rotors. It doesn't have a tail. It's symmetrical looking. It doesn't have rotor wash. You weren't seeing any of that. The shape is fucking weird.
Like almost like a dish looking thing with like something kind of slightly protruding out of that top, maybe.
Everything you knew about that area made that object ridiculous.
100%. The way it came off the ground, I was like, man, I'm grabbing my camera, filming this.
When you see it go up and you stop filming, did it just continue going up, or did you see what happened after you stopped aiming the barrel at it, or are you just like, I got to stop?
I got to stop, and I didn't see anything. I don't know where it went. I don't know if it continued or stopped or went somewhere else, but...
You're in an active combat zone. Is this correct?
That's correct.
You're estimating things 200 meters away. You should have known if something was out there, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you would know if something was a craft of that size at 200 meters away. Like, you would be aware if it's our government launching it. Like, you'd be aware if there was enemies 200 meters away.